Welcome back. Let's learn about creating perfect shape and curve. So I've already told you about the shape tool and the pen tool, right? So let's learn more about them. So I've already made a composition. If I drag my mouse in the composition, I'll create a shape. You may say that there is no shape right now, but let's just see about this three part, that is the fill, the stroke, and the stroke width. So when I click on fill, this panels comes out. So this shows how I want my fill to be. If I don't want a fill, then I can choose for this option. And if I want a solid color, I can go for this option. Let's keep it for a solid color. Click OK. Now you can see a space here. If I click here, then this color panel comes out. So this is to set the color of our shape. So if I want this shape to be of red color, then I'll go for the red color and click OK. Now you can see the shape is filled with red color. Next comes the stroke. So if I click on stroke, this panel comes out. Stroke is the boundary color of the shape. So if I don't want a boundary, I can go for this. And if I want a solid color boundary, I can select the solid color. Let's keep it solid and click OK. This is the color of the boundary. So if I want it to be of black color, I'll go and set it to black and click OK. You may say that there is no color, but let's just increase the width of the boundary and you can see that there is a boundary. So this is to set the width of the boundary. This is about fill, stroke, and the stroke width. Now let's learn about different shapes. So let's learn about different shapes now. Just hold click on this and you will see a panel comes out which will tell us what shapes we want. We can go for a rectangle, a ellipse, a rounded rectangle tool, a polygon, or a star tool. Let's go for an ellipse and let's create another shape. As you can see, now let's click the selection tool and you can see that there is a different shape created with a black boundary. Now let's just know how to create a perfect circle or a perfect square. We know how to create a rectangle and an ellipse, but if I want a circle or a square, just select one of the shape. If I want a square, then click on the rectangle, press shift and make a square. So it will just give you a perfect square. Shifting will make the height and the width same, so you can just have, so it will make you a perfect square. And if I want a circle, I'll just select for ellipse tool, press shift on your keyboard and drag your mouse and that will create a perfect circle. That's how you can create perfect shapes. Or if you want a rectangle or ellipse, you can just select the tools. Let's learn about our shapes. As you have remembered in our first class, we have learned how to create or write our name. So we can use the pen tool, create shapes that have curves or shape characters that have curves. So let me just click here and drag, click here and drag, and here. So as you can see, I have created a shape that has some curve in it, and so this is the shape. Let us delete this first. So you can see that we have a shape here. So under a shape, you can create different shapes. So under a shape layer, you can create different shapes. That is shape one, this is ellipse one, and this is the rectangle. So the use of pen tool is to make curve characters or shapes if which are not made from the shape tool. Same for the pen tool, we have fill color, stroke color, and the stroke width. You can change them and you can change the different things. Now let's just delete this. So let's know about the alignment. Let me create a shape here. Let me create a circle. So I have pressed shift and I can click create a circle. Click the selection tool and as you can see I have a circle here. But what if I want this circle exactly at the middle of this canvas? I can go and select the align panel here. We can click the align and we have different alignments here. So we can go for left alignment, horizontal alignment, right alignment, top alignment, vertical alignment, and bottom alignment. So if I just click on horizontal alignment, it will bring the circle a bit horizontal. And if I click for vertical, it will bring a bit vertical. And this is the point which is at the middle of this canvas. So you can just align wherever you want. So like this, you can align it. Let's now talk about masking. So let me bring this image here and let me delete this. So a shape layer is used to create a shape. Let me just say like again create a shape here which is above above this layer. We'll be talking about layers in a bit, but let's just see the keep in mind that this layer is above and that's why we can see it. But if I just delete it and if I want to just create a mask around this so that I just want to watch a eclipse part of this image, I can just create a mask, click on the layer and using the shape tool, make a shape around the image and you can mask out that part. As you can see that this part is being created, masked out. So the whole image is still there, but I have just masked out this part. There are different properties of mask, that is mask path, feather, mask opacity, and expansion. Let's talk about mask feather, opacity, and expansion for now. So mask feather is used to make the difference. As you can see of now, this part and this part is sharply cut out. So you can say that this part is cut out of, but if I increase the feather, you can see that this mask is the opacity is decreasing in a gradient way. And this is for the opacity. If I want this mask to have zero opacity, let's just say I want this photo again below this. And now you can see that this part is does have less opacity compared to this and we can see. But if I just increase the opacity to 100% again, we can see this image clearly. And if I just decrease the feather to let's say 100, you can clearly see this image. There is we can clearly see the difference and there is no opacity in this part. So this is to feather it out. So this would just make it clear. Now you can see that this is a clear cut, but to make it a feather, we can increase the mask feather. We'll talk about mask feather and opacity later on in the next section. For now, let's just keep this in mind. This is about masking out. We'll be learning about masks later on again, but for now, just remember this is the shape tool and this is the mask tool. This is to mask it out. If I want to mask out from this part, when we mask out, it will just remove all the other parts, but let's just delete this mask for now. And let's just create a shape. To create a shape, click on the deselect the layer, and you can create a mask. Sorry, a shape. But to create a mask, select the layer and drag and make a shape.